Knowing your rights as a passenger flying in and out of Canada can be confusing for some. Today, the federal government announced its first ever air passenger bill of rights. In part, it lays out what you should be compensated for if your flight is delayed or canceled, if your bags are lost, or how long your plane's allowed to stay on the tarmac for. It's a comprehensive list that's being called a first of its kind. Though, is it really protecting you, the paying customer, or the airlines?
Today marks a milestone for air travel in Canada. The new Air Passenger Protection Regulations, the APPR, will for the first time lay out airlines' minimum obligations to air passengers.
It is a milestone in the destruction of the rights of Canadian travelers.
Here are some of the highlights. If your flight is delayed or canceled, a large airline may have to pay you up to $1,000. Smaller airlines would pay up to $500, up to $2,100 for lost or damaged baggage. And if you're on the tarmac, an airline must let you off the plane after a 3-hour delay, though that's twice as long as the time limit some Canadian airlines currently follow. In some individual tariffs, there was 90 minutes before passengers were allowed to get off a plane if it was delayed on the tarmac. Why give the concession up to 3 hours now?
Well, I will make the point that 3 hours is a practical limit. The Americans use 3 hours for domestic, 4 hours for international. 3 hours is a very reasonable amount of time.
I think it's not okay to wait 3 hours in the plane. I want to get off.
It's a long time.
It's a long time to wait in a plane?
Especially if you've got kids with you.
When it comes to you receiving cash for delays or cancellations, as the old cliche goes, the devil is in the details. An airline doesn't owe you a penny if weather is a factor or if there's a mechanical issue with the plane that is safety related.
It's still a loophole in the system. It's impossible to close it completely. I think that there were concessions made to the airlines, absolutely, in order to get this package through.
The regulations went through nationwide public consultation last year. One item that surprised some today was that labor disputes are no longer recognized as within an airline's control, which means no compensation for passengers.
We cannot tell the airline how to run its business, but if its business decisions result in disruptions in the passenger's travel, then the airline has to pay for it.
The point of this package is to give robust protections to passengers and at the same time to be balanced.
Whether it strikes that balance remains to be seen. The Canadian Transportation Agency has promised an easier system for you, the passenger, to file a complaint if you feel an airline isn't acting in good faith. Now, the new rules are for any flights in or out of Canada, as well as domestic flights. To see this full list, just go to our website, citynews.ca.